So we've just done good wrist prep and we've done a good cat-cow. This lends itself really nicely to moving into a really good plank. And the plank, once we've cracked that, works really well moving into a full length press up. So let's just take those into different stages. So exactly the same way, I'm going to come to the floor. You've got a number of things working in unison to make your plank work. You're going to set yourself up exactly the same way as you did your cat-cow. Make sure your hands are not too close together, otherwise you'll be engaging your triceps too much or too wide. Just from a stability point of view at this moment in time, there are loads of press-ups where you can do long, wide, in, but at the minute this is just your straightforward, traditional press-up. Again, I'm going to let you flare your elbows, you don't have to do military style, we'll come on to that. But let's just get the plank right first. It's the foundation. So you set your hands exactly as you did for your cat-cow, and instead of your knees being 1, 2, 3, 4, this time it's your feet. So extend them back, make sure that they're again 1, 2, 3, 4. If you were on a plane of glass, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. And you check, are your shoulders over your wrists? What I'm looking for here are 4 things happening. I want you to protract your shoulders. I want you to suck in your abs, pull up your knees, which basically means tense your quads, and then lean back into your heels. Okay, these are the 4 things that make a really good plank. You may find that when you lean back into your heels, you come off your shoulder wrist proportions, in which case just step in a tiny bit, reset yourself, protract shoulders, suck in abs, drop your legs, and then lean back in your heels. You can see now I'm really strong. It's a really, really, really strong position, and I'm engaged. All these things working together. The reason why this is important, because when you do something like a commando movement, you need that. You need your core to engage, you need your quads to help you, your glutes, everything to actually work in unison. So this is me stepping back into my good plank. And we talked about commandos. Let me just show you what I mean by that. This is coming down onto an elbow, onto another elbow, pushing up and pushing up. Okay? What I did there is that when I pushed up, I actually imagined where my arm would have been straight, and I imagined taking my hand back and putting it where my elbow was, and I'm then pushing up, because that's my strongest point. Everything's always shoulder over wrist. I know I'm digressing, but while I've got you here, I'm just going to show that from the front. So everything is tucked in, my shoulders protracted, waist in, my bum's not too high, my hips are not too low. Let me show you that from a different angle. Okay, shoulders protracted, waist in, I've drawn my legs out, my bum's not too high, hips not too low, my heels are back, I'm solid. Okay, when I do a plank commando, I'm going down. My elbow was where my hand was. I'm going down. I'm sucking everything in, trying to keep straight. And then when I'm pushing back up, I'm putting that where my elbow was, because that is the most strongest point to push up from. I push, and I should be more or less back to where I was. So press up, in context of all that, exactly the same thing, in the sense that you need to engage all of that along the chain in order to do a good press up. Don't really want you to be practicing on your knees. The reason being is that when you then go down, you can see I'm only using half the body chain. I'm actually losing some of the bits that we've just discussed actually help. So when you're in your good press up position and you come down, I've protracted my shoulders, I've tucked in my abs, I've pulled up my knees, I've come back on my heels. When I come down and I look to come up, I can push in one solid unit. When I do it on my knees, you can see my bum's slightly in a different place. So if you need to regress, as an option, while you build your core strength up, I suggest you use a wall. It's really, really simple. Just lean against the wall, wherever that is, straighten up like this, put your hands down, and just practice like so. Perhaps you can see me better here. So here I am leaning against the wall, put my hands under my shoulders, on my wrists, step back, lean forward, push up. Really, really good. You can then progress. You can put it on a coffee table, you can put it on blocks, anything like that. Let me show you. So here are my blocks. Put my hands on here, take my feet back, protract my shoulders, suck in my abs, look neutral. I'm pressing down, I'm pressing up. The movement is really important because I'm in a really, really long line. Let me show you that from the side. Here I go. Everything's set. Pushing down, pushing up. So that, in essence, is how you build to a good plank, to a good press up. And there's, as you said, you saw me doing the commandos, there are loads of things you can do then that actually, you know, can help work on your core, work on your chest.